Okay, imagine this. You're a park ranger in the middle of Africa's wilderness. You've got poachers to track, elephants to keep safe, and tourists who think a selfie with a crocodile is a good idea. And then, in the distance, you see a lion. Great, right? Except this lion looks like it's been living inside a McDonald's drive-thru. Huge, round, fluffy in all the wrong places. And immediately, one thought smacks you in the face. Something is very, very wrong. That's exactly what happened to Paul Deen, a ranger at Kafue National Park in Zambia. And the closer he got to this lion, the more the whole situation screamed, "Nope, not normal." So let's dive into the 10 shocking truths Paul uncovered about this oversized king of the jungle, each one stranger than the last. Because, spoiler alert, this story isn't just about one fat lion. It's about survival, mystery, and how nature doesn't play by the rules we think it does. Let's start at number 1. 1. The lion was so fat, it should have had its own zip code. Now, lions don't normally get dad bods. They're hunters, athletes of the savannah, but this lion looked like it hadn't skipped a single buffet line. Paul couldn't believe it. Lions burn insane amounts of calories just walking, hunting, and defending territory. So where did all this extra weight come from? And if you're thinking, oh, maybe he just had a big meal. Nope, this wasn't food baby fat. This was, I just ate Thanksgiving dinner every day for 6 months, kind of fat. Paul knew he had stumbled onto something completely abnormal. But if this was weird, wait until you hear number 2. 2. Lions don't wander alone. This one did another red flag. Lions are pack animals. They live in prides, hunt in prides, protect each other in, you guessed it, prides. Seeing one this far from known groups? Red alert. For Paul, that was like spotting a kid alone in Disney World. Something's off. And let's be real, lions don't exactly go solo because they want some me time. If this guy was wandering alone, it meant either he got kicked out or something drove him away. And trust me, what drove him away is way stranger than you think. Number 3. The park was massive, and this lion was lucky to be found. Kafue National Park isn't your average weekend hiking trail. It's over 22 square kilometers. To put that in perspective, imagine the size of New Jersey, then double it. Now try finding one lion in all that space. Paul knew the odds of bumping into this guy were basically lottery level, which meant one thing. If Paul hadn't spotted him, no one else probably would have. This wasn't just a discovery, it was a race against time. And time, as you'll see in point 4, wasn't exactly on this lion's side. 4. The lion's health was tanking fast up close. Paul noticed something terrifying. This wasn't cute chubby. This was serious medical condition. The lion was sluggish, barely moving, and his breathing sounded heavy. For a predator that usually moves like a well-oiled machine, this was like seeing a Ferrari cough out smoke on the highway. Paul had zero experience dealing with whatever this was. He was a ranger, not a lion cardiologist, which meant it was time to call in reinforcements. But calling for help? That opened up a whole new can of worms. 5. The vet's reaction was pure panic. Paul dialed up one of his veterinarian contacts, someone used to patching up animals who think your arm looks like a snack. But when Paul explained the situation, even the vet froze. Because lions don't just get fat. Something had to be seriously wrong internally. The vet's immediate response was, "Don't wait. This could be deadly." Which was not exactly the comforting pep talk Paul was hoping for. So Paul knew he was officially in way over his head. But what exactly was killing this lion? That mystery unravels in number 6. 6. This wasn't fat, it was something worse. After some quick analysis, the truth came out. The lion wasn't fat at all. He was bloated. His stomach was swollen because something inside his body had gone very, very wrong. The most likely culprit, a massive intestinal blockage, possibly from eating something he shouldn't have. Think about it. Lions don't exactly chew politely. They tear, they gulp, they swallow whole. Bones, fur, hooves, you name it, and sometimes that stuff doesn't pass through. Instead, it clogs the system like cement in a drain pipe. And here's the kicker. Without intervention, blockages like that are almost always fatal. But the real kicker? Getting close enough to treat him could kill Paul. Number 7. Helping a lion is like defusing a bomb you can't exactly walk up to a lion and say, "Hey buddy, mind if I poke around your digestive tract?" Nope. Even a sick lion is a dangerous lion. Paul knew one wrong move and he'd go from ranger to snack in 5 seconds flat. So the vet suggested sedation, which sounds easy, until you realize that tranquilizing a lion in the middle of the wild is basically like playing darts blindfolded while the dartboard tries to eat you. And this was only step 1, because once the lion was down, step 2 was going to blow Paul's mind. Number 8. The lion's stomach hid a disturbing surprise. When the team finally sedated the lion and checked him, they found something horrifying. He hadn't just eaten bones or hooves, he'd swallowed plastic waste. Human garbage. Bags, wrappers, chunks of discarded junk that had clogged up his insides. That's right, this giant king of the savannah wasn't brought down by another predator, or even by nature itself. He was dying because of us. Human trash had invaded his territory and he paid the price. And if you're thinking this is a one-off case, buckle up for point 9. This problem was bigger than one lion. The vet explained that more and more wild animals were dying from eating human waste left behind in parks and reserves. Hyenas, elephants, even birds were suffering because of the same problem. Garbage where it doesn't belong. This wasn't just one sick lion. This was a symbol of how fragile ecosystems really are. And Paul realized saving this lion wasn't just about him. It was about protecting the entire park from the same fate. But before he could save the park, he had to save the lion in front of him. Which leads us to the big finale. 10. Paul's race against time paid off. With the vet's help, they managed to surgically remove the blockage. It wasn't easy. It wasn't pretty. But when the lion finally stirred awake and managed to stand again lighter, free of pain, Paul felt something he'd only felt once before. That same rush he'd had when he saved a zebra stuck in a pit years ago. That same overwhelming joy of giving life back to something that almost lost it. This time, though, it was bigger. This wasn't just a rescue. It was a warning, because if even the king of the jungle isn't safe from our trash, then none of nature really is. And that, my friends, is the story of the fattest lion Paul Deen ever saw. A lion that turned out not to be chubby at all, but dangerously sick from something humans caused. So next time you think littering doesn't matter, remember this story. Somewhere out there, an animal's life might depend on your decision. If this story shocked you, hit that like button so more people hear it. Subscribe for more unbelievable true stories, because trust me, the next one will make this look tame. And drop a comment. What do you think Paul should have felt when he saw that bloated lion for the first time? Curiosity, fear, or just pure panic? Because one thing's for sure, this story proves nature always has a way of surprising us.